This is a series of unintended indiscretions before microphone and camera.
Hi guys, Jeff Motard here. Just came out of the office. It's 8 o'clock. It's a bit later than usual. Something quite funny happened to me last weekend. I was recording for my Just a Perfect Day line for the Grumpy Biker. If you don't know, the Grumpy Biker is a motovlogger from the UK. Check him out. I'll put a link in the description. I think he's fairly new because he doesn't have that many videos online yet, but he's good. He started a project, you know, a couple of years ago they did the Just a Perfect Day song by Lou Reed. A bunch of singers covered it for a good cause. I think it was for charity. Don't remember which good cause, but it was for charity. And he had the brilliant idea of doing the same thing with all motovloggers. So I think there's in total 32 motovloggers, each doing a single line or a double line of the song. And yeah, once he has all the footage, he's going to edit it together, put the background music on, and it should be funny because I'm quite curious if there's any of us that can hold a tone. I can't. But anyway, I found this perfect background to do my my shot on. It was in a light industrial zone, so mainly office buildings, small warehouses, such things. And I was there on a Sunday. I thought, yeah, light industrial zone, Sunday, they don't have 24/7 services, so I thought I'll be here alone so I can make an ass out of myself and no one will care. I was there a good 20 minutes trying different takes. One of them I tried to leap through the screen like a ballet dancer, very gay, but that didn't work out, so that's not the one I used. But I did try that like 4 or 5 times before I realized no, that's not gonna work, mainly because the screen angle is too wide and I can't leap that far. After 25 minutes of that, sure enough, the closest by office building, the door opens and a guy comes out. Walks up to me with a smug grin on his face and says, I don't mind you being on our parking lot at all, but we have been watching you for the past 15 or 20 minutes and we really have to know what the fuck are you doing. I did feel a bit embarrassed at that time, because in retrospect they were all at the window, so on a quiet Sunday probably people putting in some overtime, and they took the time to come to the window and watch me as I was making an ass of myself. Anyway, they were okay about it once I explained what exactly it was that I was doing. But it did get me to think about the most embarrassing moments I have ever encountered in my life. And I assembled a top 3 for you guys. Number 3 was in a game store. It involves a beautiful woman, young woman. She worked there. She was beautiful, and when I say beautiful, yeah, she was fucking perfect. And she was into gaming, which made her like the ultimate dream girl of many guys of my age. Back then, it's a couple of years ago, of course. I knew she was working there and I needed a game. I wanted to buy a game. I don't really need a game. And I had prepared this entire speech and I was going to be funny and witty and charming and everything you want, trying to woo her. I walked in, browsed through the games, found the one I wanted, went to the counter, and the first thing that came out of my mouth was, okay, goodbye then, or the Dutch equivalent thereof. Yeah, so I didn't really dazzle her with my charms that time. This was a mediocre, embarrassing thing to happen. On the proud second place, this was in the office. I used to have a colleague, female colleague. She was blonde, nicely built, and we had this thing. Sometimes when she asked advice to a colleague or to me, she would have this tendency to bend over the desk quite far and sort of erect her backside. You know what I mean? When a girl goes to stand like that, arches her back so the bum comes out quite nicely. And each time she did that and I happened to pass, I would like take a file. We have these cardboard files, and gently slap her on the on the ass with it. So at a certain point, there's a nicely built blonde bent over another colleague of mine's desk. So I thought, it's her again, because I couldn't see her face. I saw the blonde hair draped on the desk, and yeah, a very fine behind. So I thought, haha, I'll slap her. Turns out that was not my fairly beautiful blonde colleague. It was actually a fairly beautiful blonde co-worker of a client of ours. Luckily she was able to see the humor in it once I explained the reason why I slapped her on the ass. So yeah, that's a reasonably good and proud second place. Then there's the absolute first place. I hope it's never gonna get beaten. That was in Naxos, which is a Greek island. I was there on a holiday. The time this occurred was when we just got off the beach. We had some alcoholic beverages there already, and we got to our room. Now our room was a semi-first floor, so not really a full first floor, but like halfway in between. So our terrace, or balcony if you will, was exactly at eyesight of passing people, and our hotel was in one of the main streets through which beach the people left the beach in the evening. So it gave out on the beach, and at night everyone would come back through that street, or at least 50% of the people would come back through that street. I took a shower. First I had some beers, then I took a shower, and as it was really hot that time, it was nearly 37, 38 degrees, I didn't really dry off as I got out of the shower. I just put a towel around my waist, went into the room. My mate, who was sitting on the balcony, he was browsing the interwebs, and he had found something funny, so he called me out. Hey, look at this. I get out there wearing nothing but my towel around my waist, and yeah, we get chatting, we have a laugh, get chatting, look up something else on internet, and suddenly some drops start running down my back. So in a reflex of a slightly intoxicated mind, I started drying off my back with the towel I was wearing while facing the street. So yeah, basically I fully frontally flashed all the passing people there, which, oddly enough, the street was full of people and no one really laughed or looked up, so I don't think that many people saw it, except for the guy who was in a hotel across the street. He was sitting on his terrace. He was an older guy, reading his paper or a book, I don't even remember, and he really went like this. So he had the book in front of him, he peeked over it, looking at me, put the book back in front of his face and really went like that was really the top embarrassing moment of my life. If you ever had something like that happening to you, just leave me a comment, I'm interested, or better yet, make a video about it and refer to that video in my comments Stories like this are often funnier when told than when read. Anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see y'all next time. Ride safe, bye bye.